Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm ready.
All
I've
right. All
started the
right.
recording. So, how's your day?
It was good. Yeah, it was busy. How was your day?
It was pretty good. Um, I've been playing lots and lots of video games. I've been
That's
lazy actually,
nothing wrong with that.
at least for right now.
You should do that sometime.
I
Yeah.
realized
Yeah, you're doing now.
say again.
You're doing something now.
True, we're doing something now. Um, so yeah, uh, it's been a it's been a pretty good few days. I've I realized though that I'm having panic attacks. Like,
Really?
yeah, um, earlier today I had one. It was pretty pretty. It's it happens a lot, so it's pretty normal for me. But I only discovered how to deal with them. I don't know. It's been
How
happening.
did you how did you deal with it?
I just deep breathing, and they gave me a Benadryl. I haven't been telling them about it, and that's what I'm doing now. So
You're telling them now?
yeah, yeah, and
Nice.
you know, it's cause of being, you know, I look down on myself when I shouldn't. So,
Yep. Yeah, I get that.
but
Is
yeah,
that's what's starting the panic feeling?
yes. Uh,
Damn.
when I walk through the halls after I been sitting for a while, I start to feel panicked, and I'm not exactly sure. It's hard to cope.
Yeah.
Um, being in rehab is, shameless plug, I guess, but being in rehab does give me a lot of time to stream. Um, but it's not the. It's it's still really hard. Um,
Yeah. I bet.
yeah, I I don't know. The system is working, and the one of the nurses was telling me, because I'm having these panic attacks over like my life and stuff. One of the
Yeah.
nurses was telling me to take full advantage of anything I could, you know, and
Yeah, hell yeah.
that's one of the things I could take advantage of. So
Is being what do you mean being where you're at? You know, having time.
yeah,
Is that yeah, it's so
um,
true.
well, she wants me to take medicine for the panic attacks, and that's why I started telling him that it's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you taken what medicine for it yet?
I haven't. Well, I took Benadryl today, but you know,
What are what are your hesitations?
I don't know. Um, I it's not. I don't have actual hesitations for taking the medicine. I had the hesitations for like saying anything about panic attacks because it's just kind of like how it's been for me. You know what I mean?
Ah,
And
yeah.
I don't know. I feel kind of I judge myself, and that's kind of unfair because I would rather but the judging myself is causing the panic attack.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Do they teach you about like self-compassion in there?
Yeah, they have been. Um, and I wish I learned that in high school. I really do. Because if I had more, if I'd have heard it earlier, it would have been huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I've just learned too, but I like it's almost like such a foreign thing to me, and I feel like I relate to that being
Hmm.
like the panic attack being just just so much the norm that you don't
Hey Jake, sorry,
feel
just two
like it
rows.
needs to be
Thanks.
brought
Yeah.
up or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But and the self-compassion thing, it's like it's such a new concept to me that it's almost like hard to understand how to put into practice, you know.
Yeah. It is.
What it
It.
what do
It
they
is.
tell you? Do they give you tips and tricks?
Deep breathing through panic attacks is the way to go. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, that's it though. You know. That's
What do they tell you about self-compassion? Like how to do that?
they. They just kind of tell you about it. You know. The thing they say is if it's what was I gonna say if you wouldn't treat someone else in that way, then why would you treat yourself in that way? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a big truth because they're right. You know, if
Yeah.
if I wouldn't treat myself or treat someone else in that way, then why should I treat anyone else in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Are you
it's
able to huh?
so go ahead.
Are you able to think of that in the moment?
No, of course not. You
Yeah.
know, but for the time being, I'm trying. You know.
Yeah. Maybe it takes practice probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get that. Do you want to talk about the things that are making you panic or no?
It's definitely just the position of my life. You know, I'm worried about meeting an ex at, just around every corner because I am that kind of person. I'm just worried over
Hmm.
nothing. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know.
I get
But
that, but you know what? Like I've something I feel like, you know, like worrying about stuff that hasn't happened yet is such a waste of time, especially when
mm,
you've been like through some like pretty intense shit, right? So
yeah,
like
yeah,
anything that comes to you, you'll be able to cope because you have the data to prove that because of your experiences,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So I can be guilty of this. I'm totally guilty of this of like, what if this, what if that? But
mm,
like the reality of it is like no matter what, you're gonna be able to fucking handle it, you know? So
yeah,
like why bother spending your time worrying about something that isn't real yet or may never even be real, you know?
I mean, I believe it. Um,
Yeah,
but then putting it into practice is a lot harder um, than actually doing it. You know.
totally. And I feel like it's such a trick too. It's like such a weird kind of like almost like joke by
Mm,
the universe or something because I feel like you get that kind of worry because of crazy shit happened to you, you know?
yeah, I feel like that too.
Maybe.
You're like ready
Huh?
for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, like just and then it's just kind of funny because it's also like the hack, I think,
Yeah.
to solve it.
But So I have some notes on what I wanted to say on the podcast. I
All
wanted.
right, all right.
And do you have your notes? Are you ready to compare notes?
Ah, I didn't take notes.
Okay, that's okay.
So,
Uh,
so
Go ahead.
it was your idea to not. It was my, you know what I mean? We kind of switched places here.
Yeah.
Well, what you got?
Okay, so well, we already did positive rehab about how this is really helpful. Um, so there's one of my notes. But the other thing I wanted to
Yes.
talk about, besides the time traveling or the metaverse, was astrology. But I think I've already talked through it with you before, like why I
Yeah.
believe in astrology. Did I?
Yeah, but you can do it again. I mean,
Uh, I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool. Because I don't necessarily believe uh, in. I don't believe in the parts that predict the future. Although it can kind of make sense. I don't know where they're coming from. Like, how does that work? But I believe in the aligning of the planets affecting the brain, and that's was that you?
it might be my dog making noise, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
listening.
I didn't. We didn't hear it. I only heard you go shh.
Oh, really? No, no, no.
Yeah.
He's like snoring and wants to play and stuff. He's just doing his thing.
Yeah, he is. That's awesome. Um, so yeah, let's talk
For
about the
sure.
more interesting things. What do you like? Like time travel instead. Um,
Hey, can
so
I pause? Can I
yes,
pause really quick?
of course.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Are you? Oh, you're probably. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's no big deal. Um,
All right, I appreciate that. My bad.
yeah. It's we don't. Let's say we record like audio to the like for maybe an hour, right? We just shoot the shit for an hour,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
laid back as fuck, and then it takes more than an hour, and they find that out on stream. So
Yeah, yeah, right. They get the real shit on stream.
yeah, I know. I gotta get the
Encourage,
yes.
huh?
I gotta get my chat window is broken. So it used to
Oh,
display chats, and it doesn't display chats right now, which is a bummer. But
oh, damn.
at least at least for the time being, it doesn't work. But it
Are
will work
people
eventually.
are people watching you?
There's two people watching me right now. Yeah. Um,
Interesting. Can you see who they are?
no, I can't. I have no idea who they are.
Interesting. Hello, strangers.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, they can hear you too. Um,
They can hear me.
yeah, that was part of it.
Okay, okay. I
And
didn't know if it was still.
I'm using the same software to record it as I am to stream. So I realized you can do both. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post the video, and then I'm gonna cut the audio out and post the audio. So it'll work
Okay,
out.
sweet.
Kind of a cool idea. Um,
So, do you not know who is watching you stream unless they are talking in the chat?
yes, that's exactly right. It's
Okay.
it's kind of weird. I don't not gonna lie, because I'm building this kind of relationship where I'm always on, right? and
Yeah.
people are always watching. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know what I mean? It, this ties straight into the what I feel like the metaverse is. You know,
Okay.
like
Okay.
everyone's building these. I you're building like a. I'm at least building a place that is in front of my computer. It's a physical place that that this is hard to think about. It's like instead of like a virtual, like my virtual chat room. You know what I mean? Uh, that's
Yeah.
how I feel about it. I'm creating this place space on a website that people can go to and reach me at any time. So I'm in the metaverse. You know what I mean? Because my Twitch channel is my metaversal gateway, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think.
So by doing what you're doing, you've like made yourself exist in the metaverse.
Exactly. Because I exist online in a live setting, and I think that it's like that for most people. Like if most people, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I'm in the metaverse, you know? Here I
What do you
am.
think? Do you think that that has any like that's going to have any other, I guess I'm going to say consequences, but I don't know if that, not like a negative, I don't know if I mean that word. Like, is
Yeah.
that going to affect reality in some way
Well,
by putting yourself in the metaverse?
um I mean, okay, so there's this really interesting artist. I don't know if I told you about this, but he lived inside a box for a week. And I've been streaming for longer
What?
than a week by now. But he put himself in a glass box, and that's all he did.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any consequences.
Wait, what
Um,
is the guy in the glass box?
it's
What do
this
you just mean like that was his?
that he
Wait, go
did that
ahead.
as an art piece for a museum, and people went to go see him living in a box in a museum. And I think that's kind of interesting because artists rent or like it's not a museum but like an exhibit. He like rented an
Yeah.
exhibit and then lived in the exhibit for a week.
That's kind of rad.
It is
But and you feel like that's what you're doing by streaming all the time.
kind of. I mean, I am kind of being the artist in the glass box, but I'm also
Yeah.
and I that's what I feel like. I don't know. I kind of just feel like that's what's going on, you know. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm I'm on a Twitch stream, and I can walk away from my computer, and I walk away from my computer every time to smoke a cigarette. You know,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of the time that I'm just not actually there, but and but I think it's like the I have people who are staying with me on the diehardness, you know, because I'm actually there when I'm asleep. I call them diehards too. Like that's the that's my little name for the people who watch me all the time.
I think that it is like it is like what's the name of that kind of art form when you're doing when you're using yourself? What is the name of that? There's a name for that. Uh
I don't have any idea.
do you know what I mean though? It's like
Um,
um
I think avant-garde is the only kind of art.
well, I guess this is I think it's kind of avant-garde, but hold on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look this up.
yeah, do it.
Because it's on the tip of my tongue. It's bugging me.
What does it begin with?
Um, Can't remember. It's like in the corner of my mind, you know? What
Yeah.
is
I hate that.
it's like God damn it.
Using yourself as the medium?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um I don't even know how to search this. It's like a I guess it's like a oh, I don't remember. Like it's like that one lady who like sat in a chair and she did kind of a similar thing as the glass box dude. She just sits in a chair and is just gonna be there for like 24 hours sitting in the or it's like the same kind of thing like
Hmm.
in the museum and uh she's actually a really she was a pretty interesting lady. I like read about her
What was,
and
what'd you do?
damn, I like wrote all this down in my journal, but it was so long ago. But I found it really interesting because she's like she sits in this chair. She's like in a it's like a art installation where she's just there as the artist, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like. But then she had some other thing about I wish I could remember better that she like I don't know, but I feel like it ties into the telepathy thing we talk about. Is
Yeah.
why I thought it was interesting what she
Oh, she
was
doesn't say
doing.
anything?
Yeah, she didn't say anything. Yeah. And she's just like looking at people. And
Huh.
then she had some other thing that she did later in life that made me think that she was like about this telepathy shit. Um,
Hmm.
let me see if I can remember this lady's name. Look this up.
You know, they keep telling me that 80% of communication is nonverbal here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would believe it. Um,
Have you ever heard of micro expressions?
no, I haven't.
Okay,
But
so
I
this is really
imagine.
interesting. You'll dig this. You're probably really good at reading people's micro expressions, but
Mm-hmm.
there's like I think there's like seven or something or just these basic emotions that people like have in like a split second on their face, you know?
Oh,
And
yeah, I know
you know what
about
I'm
that.
talking about?
Yeah.
You do know? Yeah. And I always found that super interesting because then like you ever like are talking to somebody and you think that the vibe that they're giving you might be one thing, but they shift and their words are telling you something different, but you were like, I swear they were having this other emotion and they're just not being like upfront about it or something.
Hmm.
It might be because you're like clocking their micro expression in the split second where they're reacting. It's like super quick, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think that
like
would
people
be.
try, huh?
I think that totally exists
Oh yeah,
because
it does. They what were you gonna say?
I read those micro expressions all the time to feel if
Yeah, but
people are angry or upset or something.
yeah, now that's one thing I found in like my friend says I'm really good at reading the micro expressions, but I kind of don't know if I believe her all the way because something I find interesting is like I get confused about it because I feel like most of the time when I clock a micro expression, I
Hmm.
am thinking, oh, did my headphones just die?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, sweet. Um, I am thinking that it's something negative, you know?
Oh,
And so
okay.
yeah, it always like leans towards something negative. And so I kind of think sometimes more that I'm not as good at it as she tells me I am, and it's more like a kind of a self-esteem thing, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
Or but then also if I'm clocking a negative micro expression,
Oh, hello. You- You're quiet. Did your headphones die?
So like if they have, huh?
You gotta say it over again because you went quiet.
Oh shit. Well, I'll like always think that it's something that I did. If I see a negative micro expression, I'm like, what
Mm.
did I do to make them mad? Or like
Mm.
why are they
Hmm.
feeling like disgust towards me? But then lately I think more and more that's like a low self-esteem and really just like me yeah, me having low self-esteem and
Mm-hmm.
also really kind of narcissistic, to think that everything that like that I'm having, they could be mad about anything, something else. You know what I mean?
That yeah, that I do know what you mean. That's a it's a valid point. Um, it is kind of narcissistic to believe that you know what people's thinking. They call them cognitive distortions in behavioral therapy, and mind reading is one of them. Like thinking you know what other people will think is supposed to
Is
be a cognitive distortion.
so what is the cognitive distortion?
Cognitive distortion is like thought, like fallacy. Um, I
Okay.
don't know how else to describe it. It's like when you're under this impression, and I don't really know how to just describe a cognitive distortion other than to say it's like a mistake. Like your brain automatically thinks you know what someone's thinking, but it's not necessarily true.
Oh, that's interesting. You,
Yeah.
I could, it's like it's like some kind of glitch in the brain. Now hold on.
Yeah.
My
Uh,
headphones did die this time.
hey, okay. I looked it up. There's a list of them. Cognitive distortions are internal mental filters or biases that increase our misery, fuel our anxiety, or make us feel bad about ourselves. Our brains are continually processing lots of information. Oh, I guess I have to read the whole thing. It's
Huh.
unhelpful thinking.
Say what?
It's unhelpful thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's multiple different kinds too.
What are the other ones? Does it list it there?
Yeah, it does black and white. Sorry, I don't know why I stuttered. Black and white thinking. I never have anything interesting to say. Jumping to conclusions. The doctor is going to tell me I have cancer. Personalization. Our team lost because of me. I do that personalization one all the time. Um,
Yeah.
what else? Shoulding and musting. Using language that is self-critical and puts a lot of pressure on you. I should be losing weight. Mental filter. Uh, focus on the negatives, such as one aspect of a health change which you didn't do well. I'm terrible at getting enough sleep. Overgeneralization. I'll never find a partner. Magnification and minimization. Magnifying the negative, minimizing the positive. It was just one healthy meal. Um, fortune telling. My cholesterol is going to be sky high. Comparison. All my coworkers are happier than me. Catastrophizing. This spot is probably skin cancer and I'll be dead soon. Labeling. I'm just not a healthy person. Disqualifying the positive. I answered that well, but it was a lucky guess.
Oh
So
my God, I do a lot of these. What does it mean if you do this shit?
it's it means you haven't been introduced to cognitive behavioral training, CBT.
Ah, ah.
That's all it means. Um,
But so everybody can, or most likely most people are guilty of this.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And the but but I did find it kind of interesting that telepathy is one of them. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I think it makes sense because that's kind of it's kind of like putting someone like putting your filter,
Yeah,
like putting your ideas in. Yeah, yeah. Because like even if it was completely like I think that maybe telepathy is more non-spoken or something,
kind of.
Like if it was to like even shoot into your brain, then you're to be able to slow down enough to like put it into words, you're already twisting it up into through your lens instead of through the person sending its lens.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or you're trying to step in their shoes, and then that's what you feel like they'll respond as.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you can never really know because you're not them. Know what I mean?
Yeah, you can never really know. And people aren't as complex, aren't as simple as a text text based
Yes.
communication. So
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe they do think it, but then there's no way to prove it one way or the other. You know, and
Yeah, and
then
like, do you ever? No, go ahead.
uh, and then maybe they have the thought, but maybe they don't believe in it because sometimes I have thoughts that I feel like are Touretted. You know what I mean? Or Tourette's.
Y-
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Hey, hold on one second. I gotta go pee.
Yeah. Um, Actually, I think that might be a good. It might be a good time to stop.
Really?
Yeah. Because I want to smoke a cigarette. So let's take a break and then call me when you're done on the phone,
Okay.
and then we'll continue. We can recontinue. We don't have to sit here the whole time.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Yeah, go smoke. I'll call you on the phone.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye. Bye, strangers.
Bye, strangers. Quick. Ignore the stream and say what you said again because it was beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um. Okay.
I know.
um.
Redo the last 3 minutes.
Redo the last thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you're because there's multiple realities
Hmm.
based on decisions that you make. Your future self can communicate to your present self and tell you how to shift. Like it's like your intuition. I don't think I'm doing it as good this time.
No,
But
that's good. Yeah.
yeah. And so then your present self can do it and can talk to your past self,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
believe it.
Yeah.
The only thing I would add is you can feel it out because in we were playing cornhole and I knew I was gonna make the last shot because I felt myself do it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
does. So,
Yeah.
I really do think it works. Um, I don't believe that a thought has mass. So I think that your intuition can be your future self telling you what you needed to hear to get to where you were.
Yes.
I don't want to believe in multiple realities, but it does feel like there are multiple realities.
Why
Because,
do you
like,
not want to believe?
it would be nicer. I think the math says that there is because we can't account for like a large portion of the mass of the universe, and that
Yeah.
makes me think that that's the mass of the multiverse that we're calculating, and the observable mass is what our universe is made out of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, but
I like that.
yeah, that was something I thought of when you were telling me about how you think there's a multiversal aspect to all of it. You know, I try
Yeah,
not. To, oh, go ahead.
well, I just think that there would have to be for, uh, I don't know, for, yeah, go ahead. I don't know.
Like paradoxes to be avoided.
Yeah, yeah, like, and it's almost like it would make sense too if you're like, you know, like you wouldn't be able to shift something that happened that was really crazy or something like where in your present or in your past self you that self might be like why did you know if you have this idea or something you're telling yourself to shift the idea but then your future self might be like actually really grateful for the experience to teach you what it taught you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I agree. I mean, I would never have been with Jeff. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
don't. The worst part is it sounds like we were in a relationship and we weren't. He was just a roommate, and he was just an awful, awful roommate.
Well,
Um,
shit, that is a type of relationship, like those
yeah,
same kind of dynamics that are in
yeah,
romantic relationships show up in friendships and work relationships, like boss,
yeah,
you know, all kinds of shit like that.
yeah.
It's
I
still a
agree.
relationship, a roommate.
Yeah, he was awful.
But
But
yeah, if you didn't have that experience, you wouldn't be where you are today, like
no,
with so much positive shit happening.
yeah, it's true.
And what about how do you remember that when you were like on the bus and you kept being like, all this crazy shit was happening, but you were saying that your future self was telling you
Yeah,
that everything's gonna work out, like you're
yeah,
doing the right thing, everything's gonna work out, even though all this crazy shit was going down.
yeah. I told myself that I was for sure, and here I am, for sure. I made it to California. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It,
doing the like best possible thing you could be doing, you
for
know?
myself. True. Yeah. True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
proof right there.
yeah, it is kind of proof, and more proof is I was worried about my computer being safe while being in in the journey, because my computer was separated from me for, and it gives me
Yeah.
kind of like a panic attack when that happens. So hearing, I would keep hearing it's for sure, and because it is for sure, and
Yeah.
that's my code word. That's the code word that I've used for it. So I think it
Is
works
for sure.
for sure. Yeah,
Oh,
for
oh,
and I think because like I use the same code word, I can I can hear it when it's gonna work and when it's not gonna work.
ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay, I'm gonna try. Oh, this is why I think the reason I got to thinking that it was a multiverse thing,
why?
was because of like when you first explained this to me, or you were like telling me to like practice it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I had this experience at work where where I was in the present. Yeah, I'm like in the present moment, I'm almost about to mess up a thing like really bad,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And but then I like mid about to do it, I like stop and do the right thing and like felt like that's because I fucked it up in the future and was uh telling myself like why didn't you just pay attention while you were doing that?
Hmm.
You should pay attention, you know? Like yelling at myself to pay attention and then I did and I didn't fuck it up and so that gave me a future where I didn't fuck it up. But then wouldn't that mean that at the same time there's one where I did, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. Uh. Yeah. I don't. I'm under this impression that. See, I'm doing it in a different way where I'm telling myself at the best possible universe how to get to my best possible universe.
Yeah.
So I'm doing kind of the opposite. Instead of telling myself to avoid to because I don't because
To
it doesn't work for your if you're telling yourself not to do something in the past, you're just beating yourself up.
yeah.
You should
Yeah, that's a
be
good point.
uh yeah, you should be telling yourself how in the past so that you can go keep staying at the I don't know. I don't really know.
I like that. You're doing a more it's more positive. Like
Yeah.
that's actually good. I like that a lot. Like I'm just like a,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
focusing on a mistake to fix. And I think you
yeah,
should focus on a reality to I don't know, reality to continue.
yeah, in the way that you want it. Now I got a
Exactly.
question. How much do you think that this is like, do you think that this is similar to the idea of manifestation?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's probably been discovered by other people before, you know?
yeah.
But on the flip side, is manifestation what we're doing because if it is, that guy's gonna win the lottery, and he already has, or I guess, because
Yeah.
the more work you put into it, right, the more you're manifesting. I don't know. You know, I
Well,
don't.
I feel like the I don't know if I the thing is like I fully believe what we're talking about and I'm kind of skeptical about the manifesting. But
Yeah,
then when you talk about the Cornwall thing where you like felt that you were going to make it and you could
yeah.
like because you could like see yourself making it,
Hmm.
you know, I think is like the idea behind manifesting is like if you're like, you know, really like every part of you believes it to be true, you know?
Hmm.
And then I guess I guess I kind of buy into it with like kind of creating your own reality like just based on the lens you're seeing things through, you know?
Yeah.
Like cuz you can really it's easy to like shift your reality to have different, you know what I'm saying?
Have a
The
different outcome, right?
huh?
You
What
shift your perspective.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
see, it could be manifesting. It could be um, time travel, but if the end goal is the same, then who cares?
hell
You know.
yeah. I like that.
And if it's something everybody can do, why Why are some people not capable of doing it? Is what I want to wonder, because here was my time travel test. Okay, you set point A, and then you listen, and then you set point B, and you think to point A, B. You see what I mean? and
Yeah.
if what you hear in point B, point A, should have been B. Does that work for you?
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
So it works for me. It doesn't. I don't know. I heard it. I heard it when I did it, but but I knew it was coming. So
Yeah.
so there's that too. However, it also I can also use it in Mabby because I play Mabinogi a lot, and there's lotto chances. Like it's always a lotto chance. So I know when I'm gonna succeed when I push the button. I hear whether or not I succeed.
Yeah.
I so I guess does go kind of back. The problem is though, like I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know why it works sometimes and and it doesn't work other times.
Does when it doesn't work, do you feel like your belief that it was going to work is as genuine as the other times?
Um, when it works, I tend to have already told myself that it was gonna work, and then it ends up working. You know,
Yeah.
like
It's not.
I, it, I hear I use I use a number to try and determine which guess or chance I'm at, so that I can correctly reach back into the past and remember the same point. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
it goes to that guy who's trying to win the lottery, right? With this, he's got to he's got to be at the exact moment. He's got to think at the exact moment that he won back to, well, it's not, doesn't have to be the exact moment, but he's got to think back to himself after he's won the correct lotto numbers. You know?
Yes.
So the
Yes.
lotto in my case is a Mabinogi click. So I have to listen before I do it that it's gonna succeed, and then I click when it succeeds, and I know that I'm succeeding. And it has happened, but I'm wrong sometimes also. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I really don't know, because maybe I maybe it has to do with multiversal, because maybe there's multiversal pollution when we're trying to do this. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
So like you hear the success that a different universe was given or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that, but I have no idea. I'm just trying to.
I love that term, multiverse, multiversal pollution.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean that's kind of what it is, right? Because if I'm always hearing correct, it but it has worked. See, I don't, but then I don't know if there is multiversal pollution, because I just don't know.
I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of buy into what you're saying with that. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know either, but I I think there's really something to that of hearing yourself. I don't know though. That's actually really tricky because I don't know, like which like do you think that you're able to shift the dimension that you're in?
Um, they thought. Have you seen Everywhere or Everything
No,
Everywhere All at Once?
no, but I really want to. It's like
This
right
is
up my
exactly.
alley.
It's actually exactly what we're talking about too. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not 100%, but I think I think it could be possible because but yeah. See, I have no idea because I don't experience. We don't experience. I think we can't shift where we are because it would cost energy to do it to the mass. And so you have to. I think you should just switch your perspective so that instead of focusing on the multiverse, you focus on your verse, and then maybe you'll have less interference, right?
Okay.
Because it's not necessarily pollution; it's more like multiversal versal interference. That is what you're describing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you think well then does that mean that you think that like our futures are like fixed?
I do, and one of the reasons that I think that is because of the ability to do what we're talking about. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because if you if what we're talking about isn't actually real, then our futures aren't actually fixed. But
Yeah.
everything wraps back around on itself if our futures are fixed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you if it's fixed, so you think that you believe in like fate.
Kinda. I mean,
Okay.
I was fated to make the shot, right? Because I
Yeah.
just followed the feeling. That was the weird thing that I was going to tell you about is that I felt completing it. You know what I mean? So I have to take that motion of like throwing corn the corn bag into the cornhole and apply that to something else. You know? And I've been trying
Yeah.
to do apply it to clicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
But you see what I mean, right?
I do. Do see what you mean.
Cuz I felt it. You know, so I have to feel. It's like the follow through, and I felt all
Yeah.
the how much follow through I was supposed to throw in the corn bag, and I succeeded. So
Hmm.
I think
I think there's something to that. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I that was what I was saving. That was my present for doing the podcast. Is like
Oh, hell yeah.
if you think about, there's no negativity attached to attached to follow through methodology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yours is
Yeah.
very okay. Destroy this universe. I'm not enjoying it. You know what I mean? And instead you could just follow through. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you stop
Okay.
beating yourself up about not being in the perfect universe. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it
totally.
not I'm not saying that it's easy, but everybody's harder on themselves than they are other people, and that was self-compassion, you know?
Yeah.
So do some
Full
CBT for
circle.
me. Yep. Yep. do some CBT for me and shift your perspective, and then I guess next week we'll see what happens.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna read about it. Do they ever give you like worksheets or anything?
Oh yeah, they give me shit tons of worksheets. I'll
Will you take pictures of them for me
sure.
before you fill it out, and I can
Yeah, yes, of course I will. I'll
Okay, I would
let
love
you
that.
steal it? Why wouldn't I let you steal it?
Hell yeah, thank you. I really hope you do that. I will like do that
I've
every
got a
time you get one.
okay. I've got a huge. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna start. I'll give you the worksheets. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna start
Okay.
bringing my phone so that I can take pictures of the worksheets while I'm doing the worksheets. I have a stack
Okay.
of worksheets already, so I'm not gonna send you that, but I am gonna send pictures of the worksheets to you. You
Okay,
can just
sweet.
along start up with me. They do that. They don't introduce you. They just throw you in because it's all
Okay,
kind of
sweet.
yeah, yeah. No worries. I got you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's exciting to me.
Okay. I'll send you. Let me see if I can find a CBT worksheet right now to send you.
Okay.
Yeah, I found one already.
Okay, fuck yeah. I'm gonna work on this before the next one.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're
I
gonna
mean,
get them every day if you're.
okay, sweet. Yeah.
Oh
I'm like
shit.
weirdly excited for this.
I think I did the wrong thing. Hold on.
You obviously don't need to send me ones that are filled out because they're probably personal.
Well, I actually, of course, but I don't like filling them out because I like the idea of keeping the worksheet perfect. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So I'm like
And you
OCD about my files being perfect.
do you fill it out separate?
I should, but I'm not actually filling any of them out.
You haven't done them.
I don't do them now. It's not because it's because I'm a bad student. It's not that I'm not learning anything.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
here's two
Just
worksheets front and
wait,
back.
this is way too familiar to homework.
I
Hell no,
know
I'm not
it's
doing
exactly,
it.
exactly, and it's for me. Like it's all to help me too. So stupid to not do.
It's not stupid. We're just habit.
It isn't laziness because laziness would be like, oh, I should do this and I'm not. It's it's I want to keep this file in my file perfect. You know what I mean? I want to keep it perfect in my
Yeah.
file, so I don't want to mess anything up. Did you get the pictures?
Let me look. You texted them to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
them.
There you go. That should tide you over
Okay,
until at
sweet.
least tomorrow, right?
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. If I don't pass it on, what am I? Knowledge is a scarcest resource,
Hell yeah, I agree.
but
Cool,
it's
thank
it.
you.
Yeah, no problem. And then I guess I'll let you go because it's about to be 10 o'clock. So
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pass out. This is fun.
yeah, it is fun. I'm glad
I'm
we did
glad
this.
I'm glad we did this too. It was a good idea. It's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Oh wait, really quick, Siddhartha book club
Oh shit. Let's do it next time.
next time. Okay, I still haven't
Yeah.
finished Siddhartha, so I have
Okay,
like
good, good, good.
3 hours left. I do have some
Okay, good.
thoughts about it, but we can say that for Wednesday.
Oh, please write them down. Please write them
No,
down.
you have thoughts about it too?
I do, especially about the beginning,
Yeah, yeah,
because
I do too.
I haven't finished it still. So I'm really curious what you're about to say, because I wonder if it's the same thing.
I found it very like anti-Christian and very kind of converting, trying to convert, which I thought
Oh,
was
really?
yeah, and I thought that was kind of interesting about that's interesting to have coupled together in the environment of school, you know? Exposure
Hmm.
to another religion because it's very religious.
Uh, Interesting. I never viewed it that way because I don't think of myself as religious, but
Mm.
um, it still really resonates with me. We've got to talk more about this.
Yeah, we'll talk more about
How
this next time.
how far have you gotten?
I'm like
What's happening?
halfway through. He just left Kamala.
The woman?
Yeah, he just left his woman
Okay. Okay.
because he
I'm
was.
like he's with her right now.
Oh, okay.
So you're yeah.
I spoiled it. I'm sorry.
No, I knew he was gonna leave. He leaves everything. I had another friend who started reading this when I was reading it, and he was so torn apart by Siddhartha leaving the woman. But I'm like, man, he's on a journey. Of
Yeah,
course he's gonna leave her.
yeah.
He thought he was gonna stay there. Like what? He's on a
Mm,
journey. He's on a mission.
yeah. He's looking for enlightenment.
He's looking for enlightenment.
He's not gonna find it in
Of
the
course.
whore's bosom. Everybody knows this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But it was definitely a low point in all of it. From what I remember. Yeah.
It was a low point.
In his life.
Oh,
Yeah.
eh, yeah, it was. It was because he like forgets all the other shit he learned. It's like just a memory. That
Yeah.
other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing that I didn't come to that conclusion. So I like that point a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, cool. See, I fucking love book club. All right,
Yeah.
let's
We'll pick a better book next time though, because listening to
what?
Siddhartha
You
over again, I decided that
Yeah?
I don't actually like it as much as I said I did.
Oh my God. Wait,
I
okay,
know.
well my iPad's about to die,
Okay.
so in case it hangs up on you, but
Mm.
we've got to talk more about this.
We will.
I'm because I think it's awesome. And I wonder if it's just because of you thinking it has a lot of religious
I th-
going,
it.
a lot of, huh?
I think it has to do with the narrator. I think I'm not liking the narrator either.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes such a difference.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's a
It
shame,
really
really.
does. Can change a whole book.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think it has because I remember loving Siddhartha in the very beginning, but this second playthrough is not not worth it.
Damn it. Will you finish it still?
I will. I will. By Wednesday.
Okay. Hell yeah.
All
Word, me
right.
too.
Do you still want to do our weekend call or no? Because
Uh,
you,
let's play that by ear because this weekend I was actually gonna see a homie and then I gotta stay late on Saturday.
okay, no worries. We
But
got our time in. We got a pretty good amount of
yeah.
time in too. So
Actually, let's do weekend calls like not recorded.
yeah, obviously, yes.
Okay, okay, dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can come up with our topics.
Yeah.
And get and our guest.
Oh yes, there will be a guest. Let's go be the guest. You know you want to be the guest. And then we can talk about our sponsor more.
Yeah, yeah, we got a sponsor on the horizon.
Yep. Yep. All right. I'm gonna let you go now. We're just getting
Okay,
stupid. All right. Love you,
okay.
Nicole. See
All
you.
right. All right. Good night. This was fun.
It was fun. I'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Guess what time it is for me? Bedtime.